Greetings and thank you for joining our presentation today, Stress Management Resources to Build Farm Resilience. My name is Jesse Ketterman, an Extension Educator for Family and Consumer Sciences in Western Maryland. This workshop will introduce a concept, observe, engage, share, for when you encounter a farmer under stress, learning what to look for, how to respond, and where there are resources. So remember, observe, engage, share. We are all aware of the stress within the agricultural community. On top of the ordinary stressors within the family, such as family relationships and financial management, the agricultural community deals with extraordinary stressors, such as weather events, fluctuating markets, changing interest rates, and machinery breakdowns. So let's take a look at stress. Stress is defined in many ways. Stress is our body's reaction to a challenge or demand. Stress is the feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with mental or emotional pressure. Stress is the body's physical or psychosocial response to anything that threatens its physical, emotional, or financial well-being or survival. Not all stress is bad. Short-term stress can be a motivator and also help us in accomplishing tasks. But what happens with prolonged stress? The pictures represent how stress can build over time, much like the 3 stages in general adaptation syndrome. As you can see, there's an empty wagon. As the wagon is loaded, it gets filled, and at some point, you can overload that wagon. So when we talk about general adaptation syndrome, it is a 3-stage process that describes changes the body goes through when under stress. Those stages are alarm, resistance, and exhaustion. The alarm stage refers to the initial symptoms of the body's experiences when under stress. You may be familiar with the fight or flight response. This natural reaction prepares you either to flee or protect yourself in dangerous situations. Your heart rate increases and you receive a boost of adrenaline, which increases energy. The resistance stage. So after the initial shock of a stressful event, the body begins to repair itself. Although your body enters a recovery phase, it remains on high alert for a while. If you overcome stress and the situation is no longer an issue, your body continues to repair itself until you reach a pre-stress state. Some stressful situations continue for extended periods of time. If you don't resolve the stress and your body remains on high alert, it eventually adapts and learns how to live with a higher stress level. In this stage, the body goes through changes that you're unaware of in an attempt to cope with stress. If the resistance stage continues for too long of a period without pauses to offset the effects of stress, this can lead to the exhaustion stage. The exhaustion stage is a result of prolonged or chronic stress. Struggling with stress for long periods of time can drain your physical, emotional, and mental resources to the point where your body can no longer has the strength to fight stress, much like the wagon can no longer handle the weight of the hay bales. The physical effects of this stage also weaken your immune system and put you at risk for stress-related illness. As stress is part of everyday life, we need to learn strategies for both stress management and building resilience, as seen in the 2 quotes. So you can see there, stress management is necessary but insufficient for preventing and reducing the impact of stressors. Building resilience and reducing risk is necessary for preventing and reducing the impact of stressors. So remember, observe, engage, share. Let's talk about observe. Recognizing your stress in yourself and others. Just like with scouting our crops for issues, we can observe changes in ourselves and the people around us. As farmers and agricultural service providers, we are the front line to notice signs and symptoms of stress. Signs of stress do not necessarily mean that someone is in crisis. Noticing the signs open the door to engaging the farmer. Physical and mental signs. These signs are associated with the individual. They may be seen, or an individual may share them in conversation. Those signs include headaches and muscle aches, eating problems, sleeping problems, frequent sickness, digestive issues, high blood pressure, exhaustion, memory loss, lack of concentration, or difficulty making decisions. Emotional and behavioral signs are often a reaction to the environment. Emotional and behavioral signs tend to be more expressive. You will see them in things such as mood changes, sadness, anger or irritability, anxiety, loss of spirit, loss of humor, numbness, changes in activity level, change in eating habit, increased use of alcohol or drugs, trouble relaxing or sleeping, poor work performance, difficulty maintaining balance in life, or loss of interest in pleasurable activities. Social and relational signs. These can be seen in the relationships we have with others or the lack of relationships we have with others. So there may be a decrease in communication. You may see increased conflicts. Relationships can be more strained. There may be marital issues, and there may even be verbal or physical abuse. Environmental signs are visible signs which may be seen both in the individual or on the farm. You may notice a change in someone's individual appearance. They may be more disorganized or not prepared. They may miss meetings or appointments that typically they would have attended. You may notice things such as the care of the fields, or equipment in disrepair, or neglect of the animals. There are proven strategies to handle stress in the short term and long term. Short-term strategies include deep breathing, meditation, self-talk, relaxing your muscles or simple stretches, and even listening to soothing music. Long-term strategies include staying connected with people in your social network, regular exercise, staying healthy, seeking a routine, finding practical ways to relax, or may even need to speak with a doctor or a mental health professional. There are also traits of resiliency. Such traits include having a connectedness to others and a higher power, the ability to be flexible, having access to social and community resources, communicating with others, developing problem-solving skills, maintaining a positive and hopeful outlook, and being able to share your feelings with others. Now that we know what to observe, let's discuss engage. Engage is about having a conversation which opens the door to providing resources for the farmer. There are 3 things to remember with engagement. You need to validate feelings, show empathy, and offer support. It's critical that you answer for yourself the question of what in your role can you do? You don't want to promise things you can't deliver on. Your main role is to help them identify and tap into the resources they need to get through the crisis. Don't promise what you can't do individually. Focus on what you can do and help them recognize what's happening and engage their rational thinking. Help them find resources that they need. Dealing with stress requires a holistic or team approach. Make sure to involve people with appropriate expertise, considering issues of finance, production, and other technical specialties. Do not overlook the roles of health professionals, including mental health professionals. Find resources within your own community you can be familiar with for your clients and customers. The goal of communicating with someone who is stressed is to provide validation before reassurance. You'll notice that emotional and practical support are placed after validation. Maintaining the order of this process is very important to its success. Furthermore, you'll notice that within the support step, practical support is actually after emotional support. There are also professionally appropriate ways in providing emotional support without getting into the weeds of someone's personal life. As an agricultural service provider, you are not a mental health provider. Your role is to help connect to resources. Depending on the situation, those resources may be referral resources for professional support, financial resources, or legal resources. But remember, observe, engage, share. This is a business card that will connect you to our farm stress management resources. Note our website, go.umd.edu/farmfamily. If you would like copies of the business card, please let us know. The site includes financial, legal, and stress management resources. Here are 3 national resources. The Suicide Prevention Hotline, which provides 24-hour resources for someone seeking to talk to someone. The Crisis Text Line at 741-741, and 211, which connects individuals to local resources. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, observe, engage, and share. Stress management resources to build farm resilience. My name is Jesse Ketterman, and I can be reached at jketterm@umd.edu.